Good morning, my dear students. So today third class, and we will learn about prismatic compass. Right? So in last session, you have learned about various linear measuring devices. So based on linear measuring devices, you will be able to collect the data, but it is difficult to present on the paper. You are having only dimensions from this particular station to that particular station. Its distance is 10 meter, 15 meter, like this. And what about angular deviation? So AB in that particular device, suppose you have measured AB, A and B. Suppose it is 20 meter. Then you have measured BC. And suppose it is 18 meter. So how to plot on paper what is this particular angle, right? Then only you will be able to plot BC. What is the direction of AB? AB may be in this direction, AB may be here, AB may be here, AB may be here. So infinite lines will be AB. So it is very difficult to plot AB on paper because you are not knowing what is the orientation of AB. So to transfer on paper whatever data collected from linear measurement, that is having a task and reference. So that you will get from angular measuring devices. The very simplest one, angular measuring device, that is called prismatic compass. It's not basically meant for angular measurement. It's meant for orientation measurement. So there are various type of orientation, and simplest one is magnetic orientation. So this is a MM, magnetic north, right? And what is the orientation of line AB? Line AB may be here, so A and B is here. And what is the orientation of AB with respect to magnetic north? That is called magnetic bearing. Suppose in this case it is 85 degree. Then we can say the magnetic bearing of AB is 85 degree. So we need a device, that particular device will give you magnetic bearing of direction. So today I am discussing about prismatic compass. This device will give you magnetic bearing. And that is very simple one, and that is very handy also. I will weight nearly 200 gram only. Its weight is, see, its weight is only 200 gram, and very handy one. Having various components like this. This one is called object vane. Having one mirror also. I will show you later on what is the purpose of this mirror. And this one is called eye vane. And eye vane is also having various components. Like a small prism is here. I am making it in operational. And one prism cover is here. This is prism cover. Then sunglasses are there. Here two glasses. One is blue and another one is yellow. If you are working in the hot sun, then you can use sunglasses to minimize the refraction. And this slot is here. With the help of this slot, and this is object here having hose here. You might be seeing that a very thin thread is there. That is normally called its horse here, right? And then see this particular. This is the graduated aluminum ring, right? It is mounted on a magnetic needle, and that is over a pipe, right? And it is freely swingable. Here see one lock is there. This one is locked. If we press it, this particular graduated aluminum ring will be stopped, and its movement, free movement will be restricted. So normally it should be allow free movement and get it settled with its own property after a few seconds. Within 5 to 10 seconds, this particular needle will be settled and will be stationary. And that particular time, with the help of this prism, you will be able to get the reading on this graduated aluminum ring. And that is calculated by 180 degree. So whatever object is in this side, and you are getting reading here, that is adjusted by 180 degree, and will be able to get the direct bearing of the object, right? So operation is like this. very first, see this one is a tripod. Able to see? Right? And this is called tripod head equipped with a ball and socket arrangement. I am opening this ball and socket arrangement. You can rotate this ball and this thread. If station is a ground is normally level, then make it vertical. Otherwise, if ground is undulated, means one leg is at higher level, second leg is at lower level. So we have to adjust with the help of this ball and socket arrangement. Here, ground level is stationary. Then in that position, keep it here and rotate it to mount it. I am rotating this ball and socket arrangement and getting it mounted here. Right? Okay, then I am making it active. So by lifting it, object when this particular compass became active, and with the help of this arrangement of eye band, make it move it upper and lower, get it focused with the help of prism, and you will be able to get the reading, distinct reading on this graduated algorithm. Before taking its reading, very first station will be on the ground. So with the help of a small pebbles, you will find its locality. So by dropping the pebble from here like this, get whether this particular instrument is exactly on that particular station or not. So that is for roughly. Normally rough hearing is required. But if you want more accuracy, you may use this type of plumb bob, which is called plumb bob. So by using plumb bob, you will be put it here at center and get it whether it is exactly mounted on that particular center or not. Okay? If it's movement required, then with the help of leg, move it and get it exactly centered at that particular station. Right? Then third part is orientation. So this slot is there. See, are you able to see this slot? And this horsehair is here. So by orienting the magnetic prismatic compass, get it aligned. Means this slot, this wire and object of which you are going to measure the bearing, that should be in a line. Okay, after orienting, see what is the present reading and note it on the paper. Right? So this is the way of its reading. So this is regarding study of prismatic compass. Now second part is compass traversing. So I am giving you details of compass traversing. Right? So see, your required area is suppose quadrilateral, means having four sides like this one. A is here, then station B is here, then station C is here, maybe D is here. Right? So by putting tripod here, suppose your first station is A, by putting tripod here, mount this particular prismatic compass here. Right? Right? Then by one is that is called back side. So first see the orient towards B, that will be your back side. Get the reading on that particular graduated aluminum ring. Okay, so it is called back side. Then go side towards B. Okay, here arranging the rod will be there, sight it and gets its reading. So this reading will be called F S, that is called forward side. This reading is backward side. Now you have seen here. Right? So bearing of maybe magnetic north MN is here. So back bearing of AB minus 4 bearing of AD, that will be this included angle. Right? Then shift this instrument at a station D, mount it here, get it centered and leveled. Right? And then first seal towards A. Right? And this will be treated as back bearing of AD. Suppose forward bearing is 100 degree and you will get back bearing, it should be 280 degree, because difference of B and FB should be 180 degree. It is theoretical difference, but in this case you may deviate by plus minus 2 degree for students. For professional, it should deviate within plus minus 1 degree, and its least count of this device is 30 minutes. That is called half a degree. So for professional, it is limited up, deviation is limited up to 1 degree, and for students, it is extended up to 2 degree. So don't manipulate it. Get it honestly. Suppose you are getting 280 degree, it is good enough, very nice. But if you are getting 282 degree and 278 degree, for you it is okay. Don't manipulate, forward it and measure it. Suppose its difference is 283 degree. Look at the device, check once again. What is your back bearing. Okay? If back bearing is okay, then move the instrument once again at A, check it what is the forward bearing of AD. Okay? Unless until you are getting the difference in the range of up to 2 degree, don't move forward, recheck. Okay? But one more parameter is there, that is called local attraction. Suppose a station A or a station B is under local attraction. Maybe electric pole is near A or B. Magnetic object like mass of iron is there. Then you may deviate by little bit more also. And that means it is called the station is having local attraction. If you are getting 180 degree exactly, it signifies look, there is no local attraction on that particular station. So again, move to C. Right? If it is okay under permissible limit, then orient towards D, that will be forward bearing of this particular line. Note it, get it, right? Then move to C. First check the back bearing, right? Again check it whether it is difference in the permissible limit, that is theoretical only 180 degree, but permission I have already told you what is permissible rate for you people, means students. Okay, right? Then if it is in a permissible range, then take the forward bearing of this particular line, right? Right? Further, move to B, right? Check back bearing of this particular line, this line, find the difference, whether it is permissible limit, if it is okay, then take the forward bearing of BA, right? Now from first reading and last reading, check it is under 180 degree or not, it is 180 degree or not. If it is deviating by 4 degree, 5 degree like this, that means your traverse is not up to the mark. Something wrong is there, then you have to repeat complete traverse. If it is under permissible limit, your traverse is okay. Other calculations are required. So other calculation for this one, you have to very first find out which station is free from local attraction. Make it that one standard, right? Then calculate forward bearing. Okay? Move further, right? Then check the difference. So by this way, you will be able to make correction of various lines with the help of the station which is having no local attraction, and that's difference is 180 degree. So this is regarding field work of this this prismatic compass, right? So one more thing, so by getting orientation. Now this will be the unique figure. Now you will be able to transfer this particular measurements on the paper, because suppose your first line, that is called AB line, right? AB line, and you got its magnetic bearing as 95 degree. So on the paper it is universal rule, thumb rule, north will be up. So this line is treated as magnetic north line, and with the help of protector make 95 degree here. Okay, and now we have plotted line AB, right? And its orientation is 95 degree. Then second line, that is called BC, and its orientation is, its forward bearing is suppose 30 degree. So again here make north here, and with the help of protector make 30 degree here. Okay, what is the distance of AB based on a scale? Cut it here, right? Make it point, that will be C, right? Right? Again your forward bearing of CD is 300 degree, is 300 degree. So again make it here north, or this one is 300 degree, so it is difficult to measure. So what will be back bearing? That will be, as per norms, it will be 60 degree. So from here measure 60 degree in this direction, right? And orient it, so that will be the position of D. So by this way you will be able to plot on the paper, and this will be the unique figure, means everybody will be able to know what is the direction of each and every lines. So this is regarding prismatic compass, right? So any question regarding prismatic compass? Okay, nice, right? Thank you very much.